Good morning everyone. Welcome to another lecture or test drill on the subject agricultural extension and education. So without further ado, let's start with question number one. So ano daw ang tawag sa isang prepared oral presentation of a subject by a resource person? Do we call that a small group discussion, a lecture, meeting, or panel discussion? The correct answer is letter B. We term that as a lecture. And lecture is a type of what? It is a type of teaching method. So ito ay isang prepared oral presentation by a single person, so isang tao na expert doon sa concept na yon or sa idea na yon or sa technology na yon, na ang pinaka-goal niya is to present yung information na yon verbally sa harap ng maraming tao na nakikinig sa kanya. So the key characteristic of a lecture is that it is structured by one individual. So may isang tao na nagtuturo who usually explains the concept, theories, or information in a detailed manner sa mga audience na nakikinig. How about the other teaching methods na nakalagay doon sa choices? O kunwari, small group discussion. O ano yan? A small group discussion is more interactive yung format. So wala kang isang tao na nagsasalita lang, pero lahat ng part sa grupo na yon, they are talking and exchanging ideas. O ano naman ang meeting? Meeting naman is another form of teaching method kung saan may mga participants that come together to discuss a specific agenda. So, kumari, pinatawag mo yung mga farmers mo para pag-usapan kung ano yung technology na i-adapt nila. So, you are setting them up on a meeting. So, may facilitator ka doon sa meeting na yon, may nagli-lead ng meeting, but at the same time, ini-encourage mo yung mga farmers to contribute kapag may mga tanong sila or kapag may mga suggestions sila. So nagkakaroon pa rin ng interaction, parang yung small group discussion kanina, nagkakaroon ng form of dialogue para mas maging maayos yung kanilang decision making. Ano naman yung isang choice doon na panel discussion? Ang panel discussion naman, magtatawag ka ng group of expert. Okay? Ilalagay mo sila sa harap, tapos yung group of expert na yon, tatanungin sila ng mga audiences. So it's either may moderator na maghihingi ng question sa audience, tapos kung sino man yung expert na sa tingin nila makakasagot ng tanong na yun, siya yung sasagot. So you have here a set, the idea for panel discussion is you have a panel of experts, and then itong panel of experts na to sila yung sumasagot sa mga tanong ng mga audiences. Kanina ang lecture, isa lang. Ang panel discussion, marami kang set of experts and mostly collaborative yung style ng interaction between the audience and the panel of experts. Question number 2. Leadership as a group phenomenon is concerned with a group of people with problems, leader and problems of the group, or letter C, a specific situation, and so is a functional of that situation. So ano daw ba ang concern ng leadership? Ang sagot dito, letter C. Specific situation, so is a functional of that situation. Ang leadership kasi, this is defined as the ability to influence and guide individuals or group. So, hindi lang siya about the leader, but it is also about the context kung saan ba nagli-lead yung ating leader. Kaya very important that the context significantly impacts how leadership is expressed and how effective that leadership is. And when we're talking about context, we're talking about the situation. Saan ba nagli-lead si leader? Paano niya ba i-lead yung mga tao niya? So leadership now becomes a function of that situation. So why is letter A not correct? Group of people with problems. Kasi while groups may indeed face problems, okay, leadership is not just about having problems, having a group issue. So hindi lang yun ang pinag-uusapan natin sa leadership. Hindi lang about group of people na may problema. How about letter B? Leader and problems of the group. So ito kasing option na to, ine-emphasize niya yung relationship between the leader and the problem of the group, which is relevant, oo. Pero kulang. Kasi ang leadership, hindi lang siya, leadership involves more than just addressing yung problema ng grupo. It also encompasses yung ability niya to navigate various situations. So again, situations na naman, context na naman yung pinag-uusapan dyan. So leaders encompasses their ability to navigate various situations, and how are they going to motivate individuals? How are they going to lead individuals to adapt in changing situations, in changing contexts, and inspire a vision para doon sa future ng grupo na iyon. Kaya for this specific question, letter C is the correct answer. What is the advantage or one advantage of the overhead projector? So one advantage of the overhead projector is that letter A, the presenter can properly maintain eye contact with the audience. Letter B, the extension worker can point to the transparency for emphasis. Letter C, yung presenter can write directly on the transparencies, or letter D, all of the above. So para masagot natin yung question na to, kailangan nating maintindihan ano ba yan? Ano ba ang overhead projector? Kasi baka ang alam lang natin is yung projector. Ngayon, nung bata ako, uso ang overhead projector lalo na sa simbahan. Kasi wala pa tayong high-tech na projector noon. So basically, an overhead projector is something like yung may ilaw na naipoproject sa isang white cloth. Tapos dito, itong part na to, nilalagyan niya ng sulat sa isang acetate. Tapos kapag inilalapat mo doon sa ilaw, na ipoproject siya here. Yan. So ano ba yung advantage ng isang overhead projector? 'Di ba? Well, unang-una kapag may overhead projector ka, mayroon kang parang projector din, ano? Mayroon kang material na pinapakita mo sa audience mo. O therefore, nakakapag-focus ka sa audience mo. So you can maintain proper eye contact with them. Pangalawa, isa sa mga gamit ng overhead projector is pwede kang mag-point out ng anything, concept, ideas doon sa pine-present mo sa overhead projector, which can provide emphasis ngayon doon sa gusto mong idea na tumatak sa isip ng mga audience mo. Another one, you can write directly to it. So kapag meron kang blank acetate doon, pwede kang magsulat gamit yung marker, nabubura rin naman yun, do. Pwede kang magsulat doon diretso, and live na-update rin yung presentation mo. So yun na yung isang overhead projector, and nabanggit ko na yung mga benefits niya. Therefore, ang tamang sagot sa question na to is all of the above. All of these things is the advantage of using a overhead projector. Number one, yung ating presenter or lecturer, they can properly maintain eye contact with the audience. Number two, pwede silang mag-point dun sa transparency kapag meron silang isang concept na gusto nilang i-emphasize. Pwede rin silang magsulat directly doon sa transparency or doon sa pinagsusulatan doon sa overhead projector. So all of these things are an advantage in using an overhead projector. Okay, next question. Ano daw ang tawag dun sa art or skill of performance? So the art or skill of performance is referred to as, do we term that as method, device, instructional materials, or technique? So isa-isahin natin yung mga choice na to and tignan natin kung alin ba dyan sa mga choices na yan refer to this definition. So una, method. Method is what? Method is a systematic way of doing something. So it is a way of doing something. Ibig sabihin yan, mayroon kang step-by-step way or step-by-step procedure kung paano mo gagawin ang isang bagay. And even though method is very important in terms of proper or in terms of overall strategy, method does not refer to the art or skill of performance. Okay? So method now only refers to the procedure, to the systematic way of doing something, but not to the skill of performance. So method is wrong. Ano naman ang device? Device is a tool or equipment na ginagamit natin para tulungan tayong gawin ang isang task or performance. So in the context of agricultural education and extension, a device is something that helps us, that aids us in our teaching. So for example, yung present natin kanina, yung overhead projector, di ba? That can be a device to help us better present yung mga concepts sa ating mga farmers. Pero, again, they do not encompass yung artistic or skillful execution of teaching. So, device is wrong again kasi ang hinahanap natin is something that encompasses yung skillful execution of the activity or in our case of teaching. How about instructional materials? Well, instructional materials, they can fall under your device na pinag-usapan natin kanina, right? So instructional materials naman, yan ay resources used to facilitate learning or teaching. So pwede yan in the form of textbooks, handout, or multimedia presentations. Ang idea dyan is yung material na ito, they contain instructions or information for better learning process. So again, they do not refer to the actual performance or skill, but rather these are just resources that helps aid in the process of education or teaching. So therefore, ang tamang sagot, mali ang method, mali ang device, mali ang instructional materials. Ang tamang sagot now is technique. So when we say technique, we are now referring to the art or skill of doing something. Diba, kapag tinanong kayo, ano ba yung technique mo? Bakit magaling ka mag-basketball? So ang papakita mo doon, ay kasi ganito yung style ng dribbling ko, ganito yung style ng training ko. All of these things refer to technique. So technique refers to the way how you are doing something. So for example, pare-parehas naman kayo ng method, pare-parehas kayo ng procedure of doing things. Pero may specific technique ka that allows you to become faster in doing that, then that is a technique. So lahat-lahat na yan, kasama yung specific skills, strategies mo, approaches mo kung paano mo gawin, that makes you a better performer or a better presenter or a better teacher than the others will all refer to your letter D technique. Last question, it's an easy question. Very obvious din yung sagot. So yung Bureau of Agricultural Extension daw was placed under this department on July 1, 1973. Ano sa tingin nyo? Ang BAEX is placed under the Department of Agriculture. Okay? Under the Department of Agriculture ang BAEX noong July 1, 1973. So yun na siguro yung gusto kong matandaan nyo dito. Well, very obvious naman. Alam natin kung ano ang DILG. Diba? It pertains to local governance. Whereas ang BAEX, completely related yan sa Department of Agriculture. And sabi nga sa history, it was placed under the Department of Agriculture in July 1, 1973. How about Department of Forestry? May ganyan ba tayo? Wala tayong Department of Forestry. This falls under the DENR. Bureau of Forestry, mayroon tayo, pero wala tayong Department of Forestry. How about Department of Animal Husbandry? Wala rin tayong Department of Animal Husbandry. Ang meron sa atin is Bureau of Animal Industry na under rin ni Department of Agriculture. So, yan. Ang pinakatamang sagot is letter C, Department of Agriculture